So as we all know, copyright sucks on YouTube, so if you want to watch the full Let's Watch Uncut, you can see it on my Patreon account in the link in the description below. You'll be supporting me and my channel by checking it out. Anyway, on to the video. I mean the bare necessities or something Chesapeake. Oh Audrie, are you ready for tonight?
You could tell me that those are the lyrics of the original song and I would believe you, because I have never seen the original Jungle Book, and I feel like I need to establish that. This is your standard Audrie comes in as a dumb, intelligible bitch portion of the recording, and doesn't know anything about the content that we're about to be watching.
Okay, so this is not the Disney version of the Jungle Book. So for those who don't know, I am reviewing the 2016 Jungle Book movie from Disney. But I also wanted to watch this movie for a video. This is called Mowgli, Legend of the Jungle. This is a 2018 movie directed by Andy Serkis. And this is supposed to be an actual, accurate adaptation of the original book from Rudyard Kipling. And that's what this is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a far darker story. It's not a musical. There's got to be like some graphic imagery. It's actually pretty dark. It's PG-13. It's supposed to be... excuse me, it's supposed to be an actual adaptation of the book, where the Disney version took a whole lot of liberties like Disney always does. This is completely different. This is a completely different take on the story. This is an actual adaptation of the book.
You keep saying supposed to be. Did they accomplish it?
Yeah, they did, but like the book is, well, see, the thing is, the Jungle Book is actually a series of shorter stories. And Mowgli's story only takes up like maybe 2 or 3 of them. There's like various different stories. So the main story of Mowgli is actually kind of a short story. So yeah, they have to expand it and do things new with it. So they add new things in this movie, of course, that aren't in the book. Like they change certain things, obviously. But like it does stay true to the overall theme of the book, which is all about growing up and learning about what it means to become a man and stuff like that. Like, I don't want to explain the theme of the story because, like, the movie is really good at explaining the theme of the book, and, like, I want you to be able to pick it up yourself when we watch it.
Okay.
Because, like, I actually think this movie's pretty good. It's not amazing or anything. I don't think it's a groundbreaking masterpiece, but, like, it's got some good stuff. There's a few issues here and there I'll talk about, but for the most part, I think this is a good movie, and I think you'll like it.
Alright, I'm down.
Alright, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's watch the Jungle Book. Or, well, technically Mowgli, Legend of the Jungle.
The not Jungle Book.
Exactly. Well, actually, the real Jungle Book. The Disney version Jungle Book is not the Jungle Book. This is the real Jungle Book. Oh, oops, sorry.
It's on Netflix, so it has some merit.
Yeah.
It is
Oh, Kate. Oh, Kate.
Yeah. I knew you'd like her.
She is perfect for roles like this.
Oh, yeah. You'll love Ka. She's very mythical in this movie. So in the world of Jungle Book, the law of the jungle prevails over everything. There's a set of rules that all the animals have to follow, and when those rules are broken, there are great consequences. That's why everyone follows them. It's almost like their religion in a way. So I mentioned this earlier, this is directed by Andy Serkis, aka Gollum from Lord of the Rings. The CGI master of motion capture. Yeah, and
I didn't know he was the director.
Oh yeah, and he he directed the second Venom movie, which honestly sucked, but it is what it is.
The second what?
The second Venom movie. But yeah, every animal in this movie is motion captured.
Motion captured from what?
Like motion capture, like Gollum was.
You have to be more specific when you say animals were motion captured. I was like,
oh my gosh.
No way they brought a fucking tiger. Why wouldn't you just film the tiger?
The most unrealistic thing here is that baby ain't crying its heart out right now.
What are we gonna do with it?
Oh, the pups will enjoy him very nicely.
What's that I smell? Fresh kill.
Who's this crackhead?
Look elsewhere.
He's a hyena.
We have enough.
I think specifically a jackal hyena, like that's what they're called.
Keep him. Don't let him out of your sight. We can't keep him.
This is the 3rd man cub this month. Come on, they keep dying.
What's the matter at hand?
We found.
Is that a meme I heard? Was it? Oh.
What?
Oh, somebody sent me a message.
You have friends?
Emotional damage!
I'm probably just gonna cut this whole thing out. Sorry about that. I thought maybe Sonam sent us a meme or something. My bad.
I do love that it's a knee-jerk reaction now that during reactions,
Right?
if you hear the
A
sound,
man
you
comes.
think meme instantly.
I speak for the cub.
That's Batman, by the way.
The law states that the life
Which
of
Batman?
a cub
Christian Bale.
may be bought.
Really?
Yeah.
They got some big names
I
here.
bought my pay.
I guess they don't really have to do much besides voice record, unless it is them in motion capture.
It is the motion capturing, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if they were like having other actors do the motion capture and just voice
Oh
capture.
yeah, they're doing the motion capture.
And
And that's Andy. And
I'm
that,
imagining Christian Bale in a motion capture suit for a damn panther.
yeah. And that's
Really funny for
that's also Andy Serkis as Baloo in this movie too. He also played there he is again in CGI.
Speaking for no.
Oh, that's Baloo?
Yeah, it's Baloo. Yeah, like
He looks
the,
so mean.
the original Baloo is not the party animal you see in the Disney version. The original book, he was a trainer, he was a teacher, and he was very strict. Nothing like the Disney version at all.
That's the exact opposite of the Disney version.
Oh yeah. You'll see in this movie, Baloo can be a real asshole.
His parents are dead. I killed them.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
He's no one to
course
come
it is.
looking.
They literally got him doing his Smaug voice. I love it.
I was about to say, I feel like he's pulling a lot from Jeremy Irons in The Lion King, though.
Will run down my chin.
Oh yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch just eats this shit up. I love it. He's such a great Sherlock.
What was the release for this movie like? They have so many big actors, but did it make any money?
Well, it released to Netflix, so however that works, I still have no idea.
Oh,
after all these years.
I didn't realize it was a Netflix original.
But yeah, what's funny is in the Disney remake, like the movie expects you to believe that that somehow a whole pack of wolves can't fight a tiger. Bullshit. Sorry. I think a pack of wolves could kick a tiger's ass easy. That would be stupid.
I'm sure the rules are different when the tiger is also Benedict Cumberbatch. How many Mowgli Tarzan crossover fanfics do you think exist?
Oh god, probably a shit ton.
You can see a lot of the actors' mannerisms
Oh
come
yeah,
through this
it's
movie.
really
definitely.
good.
I don't know.
I think the CGI is so good in this movie.
It's like just human enough to
Oh, well, at least you know your
make
rules.
you
Now
recognize
we
the
just gotta
emotions
get
that
you
are
to run
coming
as fast
through,
as the
but
other
it's
wolves.
still animal enough to look.
I know, it's
high
like,
purity.
yeah, like there's good expression, there's good design. It's boot.
Boot, what are you doing? Nothing. Hey, do you
Oh
want
my
to play?
God. Okay.
You got,
Not
yeah, it's a
gonna lie.
little albino pup. Yeah.
I take back a fraction of what I said with the CG. That is terrifying.
Pass the running. Pay attention.
See, I told you you could be an asshole.
Why is there a test? Why, they're animals in a jungle. Why don't they just fuck around?
Because they have laws, they have rules to follow. They have to test who's the strongest to join the pack.
That's boring.
Audrey, do I need to explain this to you?
No, I'm just DJ. I'm fucking around. I'm saying that if I were an animal in a jungle, I wouldn't give a shit about no fucking
Oh.
laws.
Oh, well, if you don't join the pack, you get kicked out and you're all by yourself and you starve.
Sweet. I don't want to be around these assholes anyway.
I guess Mowgli does have the same mindset as you. He's like, fuck this.
Mowgli, I can understand because you are literally a child with no idea of the functionality of the world. But the animals know what's up.
So in the books, the monkeys are called the Bandalar. They don't have any rules or society. They're basically complete outsiders to the jungle who disregard all the rules of the jungle.
See, that's my gang right there.
This was always more than just a good deed. The jungle is changing. Man is taking more of it as each season passes.
This is what I was talking about. Like, the themes are like, it's all about like, it's beyond just a simple outcast story. It's the themes of like evolution, of like progression, things like that, you know? And Shere Khan represents the fear of progression and is trying to bring the jungle back, you know?
I didn't realize it ran this deep.
Yeah, like it's a very deep book.
He's gonna get brain damage.
He's gonna get splinters in his hands too.
That's a really cool shot. Oh, Oh, that's so creepy.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Children.
yeah, that's one of man's traps. Look at that. Look how lucky he was. He almost fucking got skewered.
Ugh.
Elephant.
Indian elephants are not that big.
Well, like I said, there's kind of a... That's what I like about Jungle Book. There's sort of a mythical element to it. Like, elephants
Right,
are bigger
yeah.
than they are. Kaa can, like, see the future and stuff like that. Like, there is this mythical aura to the story. It's so crazy that the actor who did the tiger also did a dragon at some point.
It just seems like one of those impossible tasks in, like, an improv class. Okay, now act like a tiger.
Why would I go there?
Bro, like, I don't know if we have mirrors in the jungle, but, you know...
Because you are.
Like, come on, man. Pick it up.
Sometimes I dream I'm a tiger, but I always wake up a hyena.
That's kind of one of my problems with this movie. It can be kind of a tonal nightmare at times. Like, that scene seemed a little too silly for what was supposed to be kind of an interesting internal dissection of Tabaki's mindset. Because he just said he dreamed he was a tiger, but he always wakes up a hyena.
To be rested for
And it makes
tomorrow.
sense, because tigers are stronger and they can always kill for themselves, while hyenas have to scavenge. But then it just ends with that, ooh, like that goofy-ass face.
Yeah.
Plus, we never go back to that. We never get any more discussion of Tabaki's character again after that. He just goes back to being this lonely minion self.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just kind of a waste.
You will always be my son, Mowgli. Nothing can ever change that.
That's another thing about the story. It's like, it really is about blossoming independence as well. Like, in a world that doesn't want to accept you, like, it's all about finding independence in a world that won't accept you. Like, for a book that came out, like, at the I want to say the 1890s, I think, it's kind of ahead of its time.
Say so. I understand why there have been so many adaptations.
You're about to
Yeah, for a skinny kid, like, he's got some great upper body strength. For a kid that skinny.
Well, it's actually the skinnier people who are better at stuff like climbing, because they have less body weight to lug around.
Yeah, fair. Like, I'm not your friend today! The fuck? Like those climbing things in the kid place.
Oh my god, I was so bad at those.
Oh yeah, same here.
I would always eat shit.
That shit was awful. So fucked up, isn't it?
It's fucked up, but I also understand it.
Oh yeah.
Someone chasing me. He targeted me. He knows I'm the weakest.
Yeah, that's the jungle. That's how it works in the jungle. The weakest always die the easiest.
I feel like the albino thing is not gonna live. I don't know why. Just nothing that ugly can survive.
I saw that look in your eye when you were standing over him. Khan will kill him and tear the pack apart.
Yeah, sadly, Bagheera ends up being completely correct about that.
No.
Are these the people you want to be like, Audrie?
You know, if I'm part of the pack and I'm just chilling, why not? It means not having to deal with those other assholes.
That includes all these flies? These guys aren't assholes?
They're assholes, but they don't care. Which is me.
So, this scene's a kinda sus. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yikes. He's 12.
Practical.
He's 12, man.
Practical effects are really cool.
Yeah, he's also 12, too. And he
That's
was about
not
to lick
what
that kid.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, Con. I hear you like him young.
Oh my god.
Remember the Disney version when somehow Baloo and Bagheera were to face a whole army of monkeys by themselves? Yeah, in this version they're like, no, they lose. Points for realism. Then of course the demigod shows up. Yeah, that water can't be clean. That cannot be good for that.
Ugh.
I mean, they got fucked up. Like every time, like you hear stories about people getting mauled by monkeys, and you forget. You always forget about it though.
And we're kind of the same, you know. We're not the same. Of course we are.
You're white. I'm Indian.
And I'm special. I'm not special! Because you came out wrong!
Oh, Poor Boo.
Relatable.
He did not deserve that. I mean, you get Mowgli's frustration for sure, but man, Boo did not deserve that. Notice the detail on her skin. Like, you can see, like, you can see shedded skin on her body sometimes.
The digital artists were paid enough. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yo, guys, did you see the epic barrel roll? It was cool, right?
And the jungle will listen.
This is so cool. It's trippy as hell, but man, is it a cool visual.
You're the reason man is here, but you permitted man to live among you. You pretend he is a wolf, when we both know that is the one thing he will never be. You.
Sorry, I love the way he says man. Like, he drops it with a hard M. Like, you know?
It's really good.
Like, it's not just man, it's man! Miners! It's the same energy. It's
It
the
is.
same energy. Yeah. But like I said, this brings up a really interesting concept. Like I said, this is what I'm talking about. Shere Khan's got a damn good point. The law forbids man from entering the jungle, period. And yet, the wolves allowed a man to join their pack. So, Shere Khan felt justified of killing the cattle because the wolves broke the rules first. So now you have the question of, is what constitutes as evolution and what's just breaking custom? Like, what counts as evolution and what counts as corruption? It's like, what's the deal? Where does it stop? That's what I'm talking about. Like, in this version, Shere Khan is way more lawful evil, if you ask me. Like, he's trying to follow the law of the jungle, but obviously he has his own personal vendetta against man. But with that being said, like, he's clearly trying to, like, keep order of some kind. And now
I can appreciate a morally ambiguous antagonist, even though you're still rooting against them.
Yeah, he's a villain, definitely, for sure, because he's trying to kill them. He's trying to kill Mowgli. He's dividing the pack. And like I said, that's what I meant when I said he's using psychological warfare here. He has to divide the pack to get what he wants. He's not just... like, the Disney version just tries to kill Mowgli outright. Doesn't give a fuck. Who cares? But this version, like, he has to actually use, like... he has to play around with the rules to get what he wants here. Like, sure, there were times where he tried to kill Mowgli outright, but that was still in line with the law of the jungle. Mowgli wasn't with the pack, and that's just kind of how the law works in the jungle. Like, if you're away from your pack, you're kind of vulnerable, and you can just die like that. Like, that's how it is in the jungle. But, like, Mowgli, like, obviously, as Shere Khan keeps failing, he has to get more and more desperate and creative, so he has to manipulate the laws and play with them as he sees fits.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, that's what I really like about this story. It's really fascinating, and it's definitely a story that's aged really well. Like, look at what's going on right now. How many people, like, are taking advantage of the laws and the rules and doing whatever they want to, like, fit their needs because they believe it's what's right. You know what I'm saying?
I'd rather not think about times right now and just get back to tigers and bears.
Right.
That's preferable. Bloodthirsty monsters.
I'm just saying the story has aged remarkably well.
I agree with that.
It is the pure definition of timeless.
He will always be a
Miner! I want to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
If I ever see you here again, I will set your hide ablaze.
Bro put like 3 M's in front of man there. I love it.
You have turned the weapons of man upon us.
Yep.
Leave.
He's no longer a wolf now. The moment he used fire, he stopped being a wolf. Because it's about finding independence in a world that doesn't accept you.
I understand. I'm not... Okay. I understand. I don't agree with it.
Yo, whose kid is that? Oh, is it Andy's son? No, I don't have a son. Billy's. Who's Billy? Why are you giving all these Indian people American names? Stop it. What is this? just garbage. Play some Motionless in White or something. Something good. Yeah, that's the usual reaction to eating British cuisine.
I knew you'd come.
It's like, Mowgli, there's no female panthers around. I can't come.
BJ,
I'm not going to
it's seldom that I let my head fall into my hands during a reaction where I'm not even doing a face cam, but it happened.
Oh, man. Bro needs some chapstick ASAP.
For real though, that'd be me.
Those lips are borderline whitewashing.
BJ.
It's like, oh no, these shoes are so last season. He's literally like a cat wearing socks, and I was like, what the heck, get this off me? He's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what is this? I've experienced a lot of cultural exchange, but this is new. Is this a wolf thing? Do wolves do this?
You look different.
I got pants on now. My junk ain't just flirting around anymore. It's actually kind of comfortable.
I looked it up, and the actor playing this wolf is the boyfriend from Midsummer, and I can't unsee it now.
I don't. I've never seen that movie.
Still stand by a key.
It's an Ari Aster movie, the director of Hereditary.
They didn't need me when I was cast out.
This is a gorgeous shot. Like, all the leaves out of focus, but oh, it's such a nice shot. Love it. See, that's what I like about this. Like, Mowgli's just like, he's still figuring himself out. He's now embraced the fact that he is a man cub.
I don't know, something about that rubs me the wrong way though. With how, yes, I liked the natural progression of his change of heart, and I don't think it's completely unrealistic, but I also don't feel like being that calloused is what he would necessarily do given his upbringing.
I would love to go to one of these. Like, this is a real thing, and I would love to go to one of these. This looks so fun. Like, they throw the powder in the air and stuff. That looks fun as hell. I'd appropriate the hell out of that culture.
You what?
Oh my god!
I'm just kidding.
I was gonna recommend maybe going to one of those, paint 5Ks where they throw around all the powder and stuff, but you jumped straight to appropriation. That's impressive.
I'm just kidding.
I know.
So yeah, this is another thing I kind of don't like about this movie. Like, this hunter just takes a huge 180 out of nowhere like this. Like, he starts off as a really nice guy, but starting here, just complete 180, becomes an absolute douche out of nowhere, and I don't like it. Like, it just doesn't feel natural at all. Like, I get it's 1890s, white people and all that, but like, in terms of story, it's just kind of out of nowhere for him to just suddenly be an asshole. And it's not just him being drunk.
It goes against everything that they set it up to be.
Yeah.
For the sake of a plot
Of a
device.
twist, yeah. Like, it just doesn't add up. And it's not just the alcohol, no. Like, after he sobers up, he's still an asshole. Audrie, you're about to laugh your ass off. I know you. You're gonna laugh your ass off here.
God.
Like, it's supposed to be a jump scare, but knowing you, you're gonna laugh your ass off at it. I told you, I knew you were gonna laugh. You predicted it. You called that shit out so easily.
I so knew it.
Yeah, I do it. Yeah, like I knew you would.
I told you nothing that ugly can survive.
Yeah, and like he's albino too. Like, that made him a perfect hunting target too.
It is sad. Like, I'm not trying.
Oh yeah, like for sure.
It's just the way you set it up. It's like, oh, knowing you're gonna laugh. Yeah.
Yeah, because you predicted it. But listen, you can actually hear Boots' voice in the background when the reveal shows up. Listen carefully.
Oh.
Makes it even more horrifying, actually.
So fucked.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and considering what he said to him last, that's so sad.
It is. Like, the last time we saw him, he was a complete asshole to him.
Oh, that is really sad.
It is. But like I said, this is where like it all kind of comes around for Mowgli. Because he realizes man hunts for sport, while the jungle had its laws. Like, Shere Khan is the only animal that kills for fun, or to make a point. But the laws of the jungle restricted killing to certain rules. Like, you only killed when you needed to. Mankind says fuck it and does whatever it wants. So Mowgli is starting to reject man now. And this starts to become the idea of his identity. Like, is he part of the jungle? Is he a man? What is he? Like, what does he decide? What laws will he follow? And are some laws actually worth breaking and surpassing for the sake of evolution, for the sake of progression? And does he kill for sport now? Or does he have a reason? He rejects it. He's not going to be like man.
How much of this was in the actual book?
Like I said, the themes are... Like I said, this part's pretty made up. Like, the stuff with the tusk. Like, we do see him in the village in the book, yeah, but, like, stuff involving this hunter and the tusk and stuff, and that stuff, this is kind of added stuff, but the fight with Shere Khan, that is part of the story. Like, a lot of this is very true to the book.
I am not a man, but neither am I a wolf. Tomorrow the tiger dies.
Like, yeah, he's kind of come around. He's rejecting the law of the jungle and the rules of man. Well, he's kind of embracing parts of both. Like I said, he's embracing some of the old, but he's embracing some of the new as well. Making his own identity. To craft to craft a new future for the jungle as a whole. Like, he's changing the rules of everything.
I'm interested to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, like, again, this is what I'm talking about. Like, the story is, like, it's of, like, progression, like, embracing change. Like I said, for a story written in the 1890s, it's very ahead of its time. I'm a miner out here all by myself. Yeah, that's what I got you.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
I don't know why the Elder's wolf face looks like a constant meme.
Like that?
Yeah, he's constantly making that face. Like, you know that dog meme of, like, giving the side eye? That's what it looks like.
Just the wise old elder. It's just that's the face all wise elders make.
Staring tiredly into the distance.
That 1,000-yard stare, yeah. I love that the hunter is so fixated on the tiger, he doesn't see the giant elephant coming at him.
Oh my god.
That's gotta be the most beautiful woman in the world right there. Goddamn. Like, straight up, 10 out of 10, I'm not gonna lie.
I do find it a little bit off-putting whenever I see actors in a point in history where they would have no access to dental care with absolutely perfect teeth.
You know, if you think about it, Shere Khan kind of brought all of this up on himself.
He absolutely did.
Yeah. That's it.
Wow. Enjoyed that.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's a really good movie, and it's basically because it's based on a really good story.
I could see a lot of hallmarks of an adaptation in this, and what I mean by that is rather than more of a streamlined plot, it definitely felt like they were trying to meet certain story beats, even though I know you mentioned that some of this was made up for the sake of this movie. It just felt like they were aiming to hit this particular story and kind of sacrificing maybe what would be most entertaining in order to do so. I don't think it worked to the movie's detriment at all, but I do find it interesting that this movie was pretty divisive whenever it comes to critics, because I was looking up the Rotten Tomato score and it's like 50%.
Yeah, like I said, it is... I feel like I really don't get why people don't like this movie. Like, it's got issues for sure. Like, it's got some tonal issues. Like, it doesn't know when it doesn't always balance the humor and the lighthearted moments with the darker moments as well as it does. Sometimes, like, a character could go a complete 180. Sometimes it's weird. But for me, sorry, I think this film actually adapts the themes of the story pretty darn well. Like, because again, the whole point of the book is about a person who is an outcast growing up in society that doesn't accept him, and eventually he learns to defy the rules that has been placed with him to establish a new world order and stuff like that. Like, it's meant to be like a tale where because that's what a lot of Rudyard Kipling's books were. They were these tales of growing up and evolving into the world, and then learning to evolve with the world and change the world and such. Like, that's kind of what he was always about. because he was a poet, he was a soldier for the British Army, he had a lot of life experience, he lived in British India for the longest time. Like he learned a lot in his age in his years in India, and you can see that with these stories, primarily with this one with Mowgli, where again that's what I think the whole point of the story is, because like I said, like the whole point why they accepted him in the first place because they saw Mowgli as a part of the future, because mankind was coming into the jungle anyway, so having man in the jungle and accepting it could be a way to embrace change, to maybe make it not as bad as it could be, because mankind can be dangerous, mankind can be threatening, but having Mowgli there, it could make it easier to adjust, to evolve, and stuff like that. But then you have Shere Khan, who represents like that push against change, that push against evolution. Because, you know, along with his personal beef with mankind, he also was, again, he accused the wolves of breaking the law of the jungle. He worked with the monkeys, he worked with the other wolves to divide them and stuff like that, because he represents the fear of change.
Yeah, I have a feeling that a lot of the people who were critical of this movie were just doing so on the foundation of comparing it to the Disney movies.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, there were a lot of people that just thought, a lot of people thought this was another Disney movie, but it's not. It's an actual adaptation of the book, which is a very adult story. Like, I mean, yeah, kids can read it, but I don't think it's intended for kids. It definitely meant more maybe for, like, teens who are in that age group of Mowgli in this book. Because, again, like, in the Disney version, he's, like, 8 or 9, but in the book and this movie, he's, like, closer to 12 or 13. That age where people do start to grow up and start to see the real world and lose their innocence and stuff.
Right. I can say that as someone who, again, not familiar with the Disney properties outside of what I saw one single time with the live action remake, I was entertained by this movie. I thought that it was a well-rounded story for sure. Of course, it's aiming for more of a mature audience than that of the Disney movie.
Yeah.
And I think it works to the movie's benefit for sure. I'm kind of surprised that the score is that low for the film on the basis of.
I don't get it either. I really enjoy this movie.
It's very high quality. It's the CG it really works.
Most
with
the actors did a damn good job with the motion capture.
Actors were amazing, and they put a lot of effort into this Netflix original for this adaptation of something that's like a spin on a well-known Disney product. And I know they're not adapting the Disney product, but something that's universally known as a Disney thing.
Yeah.
And it's surprising that this movie was even made, to be honest.
Like I said, like it's a very well-known story. And like I said, I'm really glad it got the adaptation that it did. I really am glad about it. I'm trying to find what the budget was for this film. Could you find the budget anywhere?
All I did was look up the Wikipedia. I'm not sure. I can't imagine that it was anywhere near as much as the Disney live action adaptation.
Yeah, I feel like that it feels like a much more modest budget. Like it's like I want to estimate maybe 100 million. That's my guess.
Yeah, that wouldn't be outside the realm of what I would suspect.
Yeah, and again, I feel like Andy Serkis was like the best guy for this, because again, if you're gonna go with the motion capture, go with Andy Serkis. That's the man who knows motion capture right there.
For sure, and that really came through with all of this. I could tell that the casting was very deliberate.
Yeah.
I mean, Benedict Cumberbatch really just chewed up the scenery, even in tiger form. That was pretty incredible.
He was really good. Andy Serkis himself as Baloo was really good. Christian Bale as the Bagheera was really nice. Like, yeah. Again, it was all great casting. Again, I think this is a pretty darn good movie. Like I said, I feel like the only reason people were kind of mean to it is because they compared it to the Disney version, which is just not fair, I don't think. I don't think it's fair. I feel like this should be judged as an adaptation of the book, not to be compared to the Disney version, because the Disney version doesn't care about the book, really. Like, either the original animated version or even the 2016 version. Like, the 2016 takes pieces of the book, but it's not an adaptation of the book. It's definitely more for the animated film, for sure. But this is an actual bona fide adaptation of the story. It makes changes, of course. Like, Boot, I don't think he was in the story. I don't think. Poor Boot.
Poor Boot.
Yeah, but other than that, like, this was very well rounded, as you said. It stays true to the themes of the story about what progression means, about what it means to be an outsider, growing up in a world that doesn't accept you, and learning to take charge and try to change the world for the better, and bring change that's needed. You know? And I think that's what makes this the definition of the word timeless. That's why after all these years, Jungle Book is still very relevant. It's still very much around because the themes are still very relevant in today's society.
I think
And
it really
it's-
speaks to the monopoly that Disney has on a lot of stories that
Yeah.
are quote unquote timeless, because I'm pretty sure like 90% of, especially the early Disney content, is all just adaptations of
Oh, yeah.
pre-existing literature
Yeah.
that they put a child spin on and then marketed as kind of, yeah, they say based on this and this, but no one knows the original stories. They know the Disney versions because those are the ones that are popular. So it sucks that we see that shine through with the reception to stuff like this, which is an adaptation of the actual literature.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I am glad this was made. Again, it's surprising that it was made to me personally because of the stigma around kind of adaptations of pre-existing stories in a particular medium. So I'm happy to see it. I'm glad you showed it to me. I think it's a hidden gem on Netflix for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And hopefully people go check it out for themselves. I don't know if this is going to be a highlights video or a full reaction, but
Yeah. I'm gonna see. Hang on, I want to see if is the Jungle Book public domain? Because
I would
it's
guess
an old
so.
story.
Like the 1890s.
Let's see. Parts of the Jungle Book are in the public domain, including the book itself, some art, and the film. The Jungle Book from Rudyard Kipling is in the public domain because it was published in the United States before 1924. So therefore, you can read and download free copies of the book from Project Gutenberg. So yeah, anyone can make a movie on Jungle Book if they want to. It's free. You don't need to buy licensing
Yeah, I
for
wasn't
it.
necessarily talking about the copyright. I was just talking about
Yeah, I know, I was
the
just-
general public's
I
reception.
personally
of
was.
it.
I was just curious because Disney loves that shit. They love keeping their hands on copyright and stuff. So I was wondering if Andy Serkis had to fight with Disney over copyright, and how did that work and stuff like that. Turns out no. Jungle Book is free domain. Anyone can do whatever they want with it.
That's probably how they were able to even do it. So
Yeah, so it's an easy film to adapt, which is good to hear because again, great adaptation, great movie, loved it.
yeah, that's all I got to say about it. I
Same.
was impressed.
Same here. Anyway, stay tuned for the Jungle Book review. I'm finally getting to editing it. I'm finally getting over my damn flu that I've had for 3 fucking weeks. I know. I was sick as boot. Sick as the hyena. Alright.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Audrey, thanks for sticking with me on this one.
Hey.
Alright, I'll see y'all later. Rock on.
I'm dreaming